cooking moments. And the reason is because I don't cook much. But I'm going to tell you now, I can cook. I know when I was married, when I make a recipe, I have some good stuff and I can cook. But I don't like cooking because I don't have the time. So, I worked, of course, when I was married, but I had a little bit more time. And I work a lot more now, do a lot more things to keep things going. So I don't have time to cook. And that's why I don't like it. You have to have time for cooking. And you have to have time to clean up your mess, too. So, but anyway, I'm showing you, giving you a little tip on what I do. Okay, so for instance, I am making, now this I make homemade, biscuits. It's a treat, and I like it. And there's no chemical additives, so I like making my own. So, I have this recipe. You're not going to believe it. This recipe, I don't know when I got that recipe, but it's a good one. And that's all that's in it. Flour, baking powder, salt. I use canola oil and milk. Okay? And I use organic wheat flour, organic flour. And it's white, but it's wheat, and it's not bleached. It's the only kind of flour I will use. And so what I'm going to do is I have to sift it, and I already put in the baking powder, so it's the flour, the baking powder, and the salt. So now I'm going to sift that. Okay, so I put in a 1/3 cup of oil, and I said I use canola oil, and then you see that? You mix the oil and you get it to sort of look like that. That kind of a type of a texture. Okay? And then I'm going to add 2/3 cup milk. Now make sure, 2/3 cup milk. So let me show you the kind of milk I use. Doesn't matter what brand. Organic. Now it doesn't have to be fat-free. I use fat-free 1%, and I even use 2% sometimes. Depends. I go back and forth. Fat-free, then for a long time I use 1%, sometimes 2%, it depends. So I do change that sometimes. So that's what I'm going to use. So let me get the milk in there, and then I'm going to form the dough. Okay, I just want you to see what that looks like. So I added the milk, and then you mix it around. Mix it around the bowl like that. And then I'm going to form it in a ball. So I have the timer on, and I just want to tell you that the recipe calls for definitely ungreased, on an ungreased baking sheet. And it says bake at 450 for 12 to 15 minutes or until brown. But they come up fast in my gas oven. So I have the timer on for there, and I'll check them at the 5-minute mark. Okay, it doesn't take long on the gas for some reason, but that is what the recipe says, okay? And so meanwhile, while I'm waiting, I want to show you a couple other things. So, I've brought the butter out already because I'm going to eat them then. I was hungry for them. So, just to give you an example, so I'll get this kind of butter. Butter with olive oil and sea salt. So, what's ingredients in this? Because I said I look at ingredients for everything. Once I know a product, I don't have to keep looking. Okay, liquid ingredients. What? Sweet cream, olive oil, and you can see that. Olive oil and salt. That's it. So, I've gotten organic butter before, but boy, that is really expensive. I will on occasion, but you at least notice there's nothing weird added in that. And olive oil is good for you. So, that's what I get. And that's a decent price. It's not that expensive, okay? And I'll just show you something else. So now, like, here would be something else, you know, to make quick for dinner or something, or have on the side. Nature Promise Organic Rice Pilaf. Now, just because it says that on the label doesn't mean a thing. You have to read the label, which I did. So let's look back here on the label. Okay, for the most part, it's got everything good in it. Maybe one thing I'm not crazy about, but it'll work. Okay, let's see here. What we have here. Okay, read down. I want you to look at it. So far, so good. Alright. So, there's no chemical additives in that, except when it has in parentheses natural flavors, or it doesn't have to be in parentheses. When they say natural flavor, that is a chemical of some sort. They mask it by that, because there's no such thing as a natural flavor. Like, what's that? I looked that up before. But it's it's minimal. If it's a chemical, which it is, it's nothing, not much of one. So that's why I'll get that, okay? But I'm just giving you that tip on when they have natural flavor. All right, because there's no such thing. Natural flavor of what? I mean, I've looked into it. So I'll eat that, and I better keep track of the. So let me show you this. I just found this the other day. Now they make pancakes. So let me get out the pancakes, and I've seen other people that had videos on these. Great pancakes. Look at that. Protein packed. So look what, 14 grams, and there's no additives. That's why I eat it. Let me see. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that though. It's expensive. Okay, now let me show you the syrup. Only kind I will get. I do not, and I get these because they're inexpensive because they're small. If I get the big one, it's pretty pricey, so I get the little ones. No, you can't see that, can you? Art 100% pure maple syrup. If you buy any other pancake syrups, it's got kind of garbage in there. All kind of chemical additives that'll make you gain weight. Trust me on that. Give me a moment. I want to check on these biscuits. All right, they'll work, but they actually got. It only took 7 minutes, but that is in the gas stove. So actually, this is the brownest that I ever got. Okay, but typically, let me turn one over. Yeah, that got browner than I ever have gotten it. It's because I was talking on the video, but it'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is take them and transfer them onto the paper plate there. Let me show you the biscuits. Yeah, so I put butter on it. I ate one already. Put butter on it and melted. They're the best. And then those, I'll put, this is how I do it, I'll put them in a baggie. Okay, I'll put them in a baggie, and I have another tray in the oven. There's just a few more on that. And sometimes I make them smaller, sometimes I make them larger. This time I made them larger. And then what I do is put them in a baggie, and I take them out when I want to eat one, and I just stick them in the microwave for like 20 seconds and eat them. They're the best when you first make them though. Yeah, there's a new product I found. Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. And again, I'll make that. It's got protein in it. It's all natural. So protein packed muffins, how about that? And that jelly is natural there. No chemical additives in it, and there aren't many jellies that have that. I got that at like a discount store. Yeah. So anyway, stay tuned and look down below because I have shout out links. So yeah, you'll have to check out different links below for awesome channels out there. Very supportive.